Alright, hi there, I'm Kane and this is the project demonstration video. Now I'm going to be starting off with the user sign up feature, and I'm going to show that the validation checks are actually responding as accordingly by just entering some random information which are invalid. The application will provide the relevant error messages, so invalid email, password must contain one number, and it responds to the right situation, which shows that it works. So if I just go ahead and actually enter in a valid email and go ahead to enter in an actual password, make sure that the actual passwords match, because the application will check for that. If I end up hitting sign up again, it will then say you've successfully created an account and you can log in. Now I'm going to also show the feature of forgetting your password, just in case for people who've actually forgotten their password. Now if I enter in my personal email, which I've already made an account for, and if you enter an email that does not affiliate with an account, then the application will tell you that the account doesn't exist. Now if I go ahead and click next, it's going to send me the one-time password to my personal email, and if I go over to my personal email, and let's just have a look. And yep, I can see that it has in fact given me the actual one-time password of 66MEIC. Yep, and if I go back to here, which I've entered, if I hit next, it'll tell me that the one-time password entered correctly, and then I can enter in a new password. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And hit reset, and I get a password reset notification. Now we can move on to the login feature. Now, when I enter in an actual email and password, for instance, if I entered in the incorrect password, then obviously the system will throw an error in this case. So if this is the wrong password, it will tell me that. Now if I just take the 4 out, which is in fact the correct password, if I click login, it's going to take me to the welcome screen, which is just animated and displayed for 4 seconds. And this will take us to the home screen right here. Now I'm going to first start off with the actual core feature, and if I just open up the console window, which is the C# application, and sorry if I open in the Python text summarizer. Now I'm going to be activating the workflow for searching for a book. So if I hit the search button and enter in the title of Gone and the author of James Patterson, and if I go ahead to proceed the search button, then it's going to go ahead and run the automation solution. As you can see on the left screen, it's going to go to Amazon's product search results page, go to the relevant product page and scrape the relevant information. And if you pay attention to the window here, and also it's going to run a solution to get the dominant color from the color tool. As you can see, it's sent the information from the console to the Python application, and then it's going to send the information back to the Android application, and now the information has been successfully retrieved. And as you can see, all the relevant information, ratings, as well as the reviews, this shows that this entire workflow has worked and was able to get all the relevant information. Now as you can see, all of this, so this was done, so the information was collected from the C# application, which is presented in this particular window, and the C# application was working with the Python text summarizer. As you can see, this is the text that is summarized, and this is to show that all of these applications were able to work in harmony. Now the next feature I would like to demonstrate, and if I may need to actually close the window and actually restart. Sorry about that, I just need to quickly test, make sure that because in order, well actually I just need to, this is actually a required step. Sorry, just bear with me 1 second. This is not part of the tutorial. So that was the first bit, and now it's showing the search feature. The next bit is essentially searching for, or searching by, actually, if I just quickly, hang on, I think there's 1 second. Cool, now that's all been resolved. Now I can focus on the next feature, which is being able to search for a book based on the book cover. Now if I open up the feature matching solution, which is on Python, and I'm going to go to the search feature, switch left, and activate the camera. I'm going to take a picture of my target book. Now it's going to save this, I'm going to confirm it, and now this book is going to be used by the Python application to compare it with the other books stored in the Firebase database, and it's going to try and see what are the best matches. And what it's going to do is going to get the top 6 books that best matches the book that I've captured with my camera. So this may take up to 20 seconds, and again, all of this is essentially all done by the Python, so this particular application. So it's connected and it gets the information, and as you can see, it sent the information back to the Android application, and voila, the first result is in fact the book that I've just captured, which shows that this actually works. Now, and if I was to again click on the book, it would allow me to go straight to the book review page, which is quite cool. Now, if I just bear with me. Now the next feature is being able to search for a list of books. So if I just type in a book with the gone, and actually I want to open up the console window to show this actually going, so that this book retrieval stuff, the list is handled by this. So if I hit the search button, it's going to get the information based on the title of gone, and as you can see, it displays the list of books. Cool. Now, the next part is being able to scan a book. So you can search by gone, you can search by title, author, ISBN, or book cover, but you can also search by scanning the barcode on the back of the book. So I've got my camera, I'm going to hover over the barcode, and here you go, it gives you straight to the book information. Cool. Now if I decided I wanted to if I wanted to like the book, I can click the like button and it will open up the dialog, and if I click yes, then it's going to say this book has been liked. Now if I was to go back and go to the library in terms of and see the books that I've liked, and if I scroll down, one of these books is essentially going, and here it is, the book Don't Look Back is here. Now I can show another example where I can say in a situation where I wanted to review the book later, so I say hit review, click yes, and if I was to go back and if I was to go to the books that need reviewing, then as you can see, the book is here. And yeah, now while we're on this actual page, I actually want to show that you are able to filter the books by the genre. So I'm going to filter the books by history. I can also go back, and I'm also able to display the books that have a high average rating of it being greater than 4.5, and as you can see, it's filtered the list tremendously. Cool. Now while we're in the library section, I also want to show the book recommendation system which I've developed, and when I click it, it's going to actually display a book pile visualization, and as you can see at the top books are displayed, and as I scroll down, the books at the bottom are smaller. Now the books which are smaller are the books that have a smaller page count, and the books at the top that are bigger generally has a bigger page count. In other terms, each of these squares and rectangles, the size of it is directly related to the page count of that book. And what happens if you tap on one of these squares? Well, it's actually going to reveal the book cover and viewer dialog to allow you to view more information. And if I again do it for another book, it again displays this information. Now, the other thing is how the squares or the shapes are colored differently, and this is based on the dominant color of each book. Now, if we go back to that automation solution that was running the Amazon and then the color extractor, that color that was determined from the color extractor is essentially used to set each of these colors. So for instance, the red one, I'm assuming that the dominant color for that book I'm about to select is red. And as we can see, it is red. It is generally red. So that's essentially the book recommendations, and that is essentially the library section. And again, you can see the recent books. Now let's swipe left. Oh, sorry. let's go left and let's go back and let's go to the preferences. Now you are able to view the particular books that you liked, and as you can see, it will display your most liked author. You can also see a bar chart to see the individual clusters of books that you've liked based on author. And what I've done intentionally is to set the highest bar to be green, which is a different color, and that's what allows the user to gain more insight. Now if you also tap on the bar, it will review the actual author, and if I keep doing that, it ends up giving you the actual authors. Now if I click on the blue icon, this is going to view a breakdown of the books written by John Grisham or by that particular author. And as you can see, it not only allows the author or the user to know their favorite author, but their favorite genre of the books written by that author. And as you can see, my favorite author, genre written by this selected author is fiction. And again, you can go back. Now this is essentially the general key idea for each of these authors disliked. It's essentially the same concept. Now if we go to the My Preferences, this is essentially going, and actually what I need to do in order for this to work is to open my actual solution to my text sentiment analysis solution, which is what's going to do is the Android is going to send the positive order reviews to this application. Let's get it working. Yep. It's going to send order reviews to this. It's going to perform sentiment analysis to get the positive reviews. And if we click on My Preferences, it's going to trigger this workflow. So if we click My Preferences, it's going to receive the reviews, and automatically it's going to perform the analysis and display all the positive reviews on the actual screen. Now this screen is actually based on the modular interface which was inspired by a previous student. And as you can see, you have the positive reviews in the center. You end up having who's your favorite author, the number of books you've liked, all these key important information which is generally presented in the authors liked, authors disliked, all of the authors liked, authors disliked, genres liked, and genres disliked. All of these key information is displayed in the My Preferences screen, which allows them to quickly get that sort of insight. And have I missed? Oh, of course. Now we go back to authors liked. Oh, sorry, not authors liked. If we go back to genres liked, and if you was to tap on one of the bars, not only will it actually enable you to click on the actual genre, so it says fiction, it allows you to discover new books based on the genre of fiction when clicking on a magnifying glass. So let me just make sure that it's actually ready. And can I? Oh no. Okay. Let me just. If you bear with me 1 second, I'm just going to quickly go back to the book data collector solution. And again, this is a sort of future recommendation because I wouldn't be able to do this if it was deployed in the cloud. So if I go back to yep, cool. So if I click on this, it's going to get me. Oops. Click the wrong button. If I click on that, it's going to get the input books that's based on the genre of fiction. And as you can see, on the left, it's going on the information, and as you can see on the right, it's displayed all the books that's based on the genre of fiction. And if we was to click on that button, it's going to go ahead and go through that workflow of going to Amazon, going to Google Books, Goodreads, going and getting all that information, using the Python text summarizer to summarize the blurb of the book. And that is essentially the core of this workflow. Now, that is essentially the end of this demonstration. And I just want to say thank you for listening for taking the time to watch this. And hopefully this will help clear in terms of how the application would have actually worked during the actual demonstration, and thus help you to better understand how this all works in actual practice, and which is enough for you to do in terms of marking and whatnot. Again, thank you for taking the time to watch this, and this is the end of the video. Thanks again.